It's myself, it's my entire family, my husband, my mother who's retired, and my two children, ages
Pardon me,
11
Danielle.
and
Danielle,
6. Yep.
gotcha. Pardon me one
Yep.
second. I'm going to have to do that all over again. Hello, everyone. I am Dee Watkins. I welcome to my
Oh
channel.
Lord.
This is Brown. Yeah, I have to do it again. I didn't hit a button, and my apologies. Welcome to my channel. This is Brown Girls Invest Too. I am Dee Watkins. My channel focuses on helping Black and Brown women save more, spend less, and grow their money through investing in the stock market. Who you see here is the panel from Redefining Life Abroad, the virtual summit that will be happening August 10th through 11th. If you have seen us before, you'll notice that we have a new face here. So Lani will be joining us and partnering with us for the summit. I will allow each of these people that will bring their expertise to people that are looking to move abroad, be able to move abroad, stay abroad, and sustain themselves financially and in other ways that they will need to. I am going to start with Danielle, who I see first on the screen. Thank you so much. Okay, maybe I won't start with Danielle. I'm going to start with Michelle then. Go ahead, Michelle.
Hi, everyone. I'm Michelle Wedderburn. I am the owner and founder of Casa Elm, which is a boutique guest house located in San Miguel de Allende. We're in central Mexico. I have lived in this part of Mexico or abroad since 2018.
All right. Hi.
What's
Got a little
happening?
delay.
I've lived in Mexico for
Oh,
approximately a
okay.
year and a half.
Oops. Can always count on technology to
Yes.
challenge
We're having a
us.
few issues. Danielle, I think we have a little bit of a delay.
Yeah, she's a little
Yeah.
frozen.
My internet is
Your mic is muted. Okay, you're not muted now. Let's see. Try it now.
Or try it from your
okay.
cell phone if you
Can
can.
you hear me? Um,
Hmm.
Let me try to get to a better area. Sorry about that, guys.
Okay.
I heard my
No
name
worries,
and I
Danielle.
must have been off track. But
Danielle, no
my name is
worries.
Danielle. I am a part of our family exodus. No?
Okay, Danielle, can you do this? Just get to a spot that has better service, and don't worry, you don't have to go now. We're gonna let Michelle go first, and then we'll pick you up toward the end. Okay?
It's these brick houses that just kind of block all of the internet.
Look here,
Yes,
you
you,
ain't nothing gonna blow these houses down, and ain't no service getting through either. But go ahead,
yeah,
go ahead, Michelle.
you need a good mesh. Um, okay, so hopefully we can get our tech side going for us, but that's just the way it is. So we're just going to keep it moving. Again, I'm Michelle Wedderburn. I am the founder and owner of Casa Elm, which is a boutique guest house located in central Mexico in San Miguel de Allende. I've lived here officially over 6 years. I moved here in 2018 with my son, who is now going into, I think, seventh grade. And I'm very excited to be a part of the summit. My topic will be on owning a brick and mortar, starting a brick and mortar type business in Mexico, giving you steps and guidelines on exactly how you can do that, all the things that you need to know, the legalities and contracts and things, and the types of permits that you need to obtain. I'm very excited because my business has been flourishing for almost 3 years. It has been a journey. You know, there's lots of roller coaster rides, but I am super grateful to be a part of so many individual journeys to Mexico. We provide a soft landing experience for anyone who's interested in relocating to this part of Mexico. We do relocation tours. We offer group experiences. We offer a space for retreat hosts. And we do our own retreats, and everything that you can do in the group setting, it happens here. We have a lot of fun. So I'm very excited to be a part of this group in San Miguel and to have met all of these amazing, wonderful individuals, all these amazing women. And just, yeah, to be able to be a part of the summit, which is going to help you redefine your life. Thank you for being here.
All right, we're gonna go to Tracie. Tracie, this is the brainchild of Tracie, by the way.
Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you, Dee. Hi, I'm Tracie Collins. I have been in SMA for almost a year now, well, in Mexico for almost a year, but we are so grateful to have you guys with us. I work with women-owned businesses to help them scale up or scale out as a business strategist and developer. I am also a wellness expert, a speaker, and an author. We are so excited to bring this summit to you coming in 10 days. So make sure you get your tickets.
All righty. Danielle dropped off. I am going to go to Allum now.
Hi, everyone.
Hey,
Hopefully you can hear
Allum.
me because I don't have my trusted headphones on and I can't really tell. I'm Allum, and I have a YouTube channel with my husband called Our Exodus Life, as well as my own YouTube channel called Finding Allum. And I will be speaking at the summit about freelancing, government contracting, as well as a new talk that was just added of CYA, and those who work in corporate know what that means, of covering your abroad tech talk. So look forward to seeing y'all there. Very good information being added, and I'm excited.
All right, very nice. Thank you. And now I'm going to go on to Bobby from Aging Grateful and Black Married and Abroad.
Yes, and the prepared agent as well. Again, I am Bobby Robinson. I am a co-host of two YouTube channels, one of which is called Aging Grateful. I'm a co-host with my husband, as well as Black Married Abroad. Both channels focuses on living abroad. Aging Grateful is for pre-retirement planning and knowing and understanding that life does not end as you age. It is that we are to enjoy the experience at every level, as well as pre-retirement planning. And Black Married Abroad is actually just that, being Black married abroad and the experiences of moving from in our case, the United States, to living in a new country and the challenges that married couples face. And I am excited because we have added a new, another talk to this event, which is near and dear to my heart. I am also a real estate professional and a real estate preparation coach. So we will be talking about renting and buying abroad. So I am excited. Thank you so much for the opportunity, Dee, to be able to be here with all of you fantastic ladies.
Absolutely. And so we're going to, Xolani, you're going next, and we're going to hang out a little bit. Hopefully, Danielle will be able to join us very soon. So, Lani, go on.
Hi, lovely to be here. I am Xolani Anahisi. I am a licensed psychotherapist and a psychotherapeutic coach. I have been in clinical work for well over a decade now, feeling a bit old in the game, but I help Black women to heal, to get free, and to achieve their big goals in life. And I do that through psychotherapy and coaching. I am so excited to be on board as the recommended therapist for the Redefining Life Abroad Summit. This is really exciting. I think this is part of, part of the conversation that's been missing for so long in the Move Abroad movement. We're so good at kind of looking at other areas of planning our moves abroad, but actually, wherever you go, there you are. And if we're not getting our mind right, if we're not getting our, stuff in order upstairs, then the move abroad is going to be a harder journey. So I'm so glad that this is part of the conversation. You can find me at Black Flourishing and Free on my YouTube channel, where I talk about my move abroad. I currently live in Mexico. although in a different city to the rest of the beautiful women on screen. I live in Merida, Mexico, with my 4-year-old daughter, and I moved abroad as a single mother and business owner. And yeah, I talk about my journey on there.
Thank you so much. And so we've got Danielle back. Go on, bring it home, baby.
Sorry about the technical difficulties.
No worries.
Hi, everyone. My name is Danielle. I am a part of the Our Family Exodus YouTube channel. I moved to Mexico a 1.5 years ago with my mother, who's retired, my husband, and our 2 children who are school aged 11 and 6. And yeah, we just talk about our daily life as a family with small children living abroad. So, hello, happy to be here.
All right, thank you. So again, each of the women here, we are all actually out of the country. We have made our moves from our home countries, and we are hoping to help you be able to do the same thing, if that is something that you had been wanting to do, and possibly thinking that maybe you didn't know how, or you didn't know how you'd be able to sustain yourself. Where each of us are bringing the skills that will allow you to do that. We have been doing these lives for the past couple of months. And as Tracie said, we are coming down to the wire where we are 10 days from the actual summit. So again, we're here to address some of your concerns and get some questions answered if you have some. I've prepared a few questions for us that we're, it seems to be we're getting these type of, at least I'm getting these type of questions from people. And I just want to be able to kind of, allay people's fears and put those to rest, that this is something that you absolutely can do. The title of this live is actually Overcoming Limiting Beliefs. What I am finding is that financially, I think that there are people that don't think they can do it, right? But it's not that they can't do it. They just don't know that it's possible for them, or this is a foreign thing, right? So all of us came up against those type of beliefs. And so we're here to help you get past yours. And just to start with the financial portion of it, I want to ask everyone here, did you think that financially moving abroad was holding you back? And if it was, how did you overcome that? Anybody that wants to jump in or is ready to speak to that? Maybe
I'll say something.
Okay, what do you got?
Well, I really think that this is a very individual kind of answer for everyone. I think that it's not just the can I do it, it's the how can I do it. I think that a lot of people don't know how they can move abroad if they've always worked in a 9-to-5, if they've always gotten a steady set paycheck. I think for some others who are maybe either entrepreneurs or business owners, we figure out ways to make what we earn work for us so we can make it abroad or make it in any setting or situation. So as far as when I was moving here, my personal circumstances were very different. It was a semi-retirement situation with the intentions of, okay, this is what I make or what I earn. So I hope that my situation and what my talk is going to be about will inspire other people, because my personal situation changed to where I became a single mom, business owner, starting a business in Mexico, and I'm still okay. So I think coming here, you really do need to have a plan, and I think that this is why you're part of this whole summit is super important and crucial, because there are ways that people can save, earn, invest. There are ways that they can continue to earn money, whether it's through the government contracts or learning how to invest in certain ways. But it's the how do I do it, and how long is it going to take me? And do I need to make a long-term plan, a 1-year plan, a 5-year plan, depending on my individual circumstance? I say if you do make this move, you definitely need to be prepared. And it's the reason why we're here to hopefully, get you right. CYA.
Thank you. I actually want
And
to
also add some like realistic experiences behind the move abroad, and not like the flowery, travel experience. This is realistic. A lot of people moved abroad with one idea in mind, and things change. Like, some people who have come abroad maybe with a full-time job and had to figure out how to navigate the society without that job, or start a new business, fail the business, or whatever the case is. You have to figure out how to navigate this space and work through the failures, especially if this is where you want to be in life.
I'm going to say for myself, financially, this was not going to be a problem for me. The issue for me was even knowing that I could do it. I retired 5.5 years ago at a fairly young age, and I've got to make sure that my money's going to last me for the rest of my life, or at least that's the goal, right? I thought that I would be chipping away at the money that I have saved, but it turns out that moving abroad has actually opened up new opportunities for me where I'm actually earning money, right? And that's actually sustaining me. So that could be something that actually happens for you as well, whether you are retired or if you need to continue to work. There's possibly other opportunities in the new land that you may land in that could sustain you throughout the rest of your days, or however long you decide to stay away from your home country. Anyone else want to speak to it?
Yeah, I'll speak.
Oh, go ahead, Xolani.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. Yeah, so for me, I am a single mom, much like Michelle, and a business owner. And actually, financially, it wasn't about saying whether I could afford it. It was whether I could sustain it. And I think that's the conversation that needs to happen for a lot of people with themselves. Can you sustain your move abroad for as long as you want to be abroad? And does your financial plan have longevity? Is one of the important things. And I think there are lots of ways of increasing your likelihood of staying abroad by making some smart financial moves and decisions before you even set foot on the plane to leave abroad, to go abroad. So for me, in my business, for example, having a clear plan of where my business is going and how that matches the journey that I wanted to take abroad. And that's been such a key feature in me still being here, coming up to 11 months later now.
Awesome. I was gonna
let Bobby
chime in. I'm sorry. Now I was just gonna chime in really quickly and say one of the things that really helped us is always making sure to communicate a budget. Because even a little demo budget of what it could potentially look like for you, and to base that out year after year after year. One of the things I know we talk about or have talked about previously on our channel was before we made the move, we had savings for at least a year just for the portion of, like an example, rent. We factored out how much rent was going to be per month, and we saved that amount up to a year and had that in savings. And that kind of helped us to kind of spearhead what a potential budget going forward would look like, whether that's a little less or a little bit more, but it helped us to be able to design a budget. And, that's something that's always ongoing, but I think it's definitely important to try to have some semblance of a budget, because as we all know, things happen and change, but it's always nice to be able to go back and look for, have some type of stability in your planning abroad.
Thank you. Michelle, were you going to jump in there?
I wanted to say I agree with everything that we're all saying, but I also think too that you really need to know your capacity, right? If you are someone who, like I said earlier, that had the job, had the security that the job, false security, I say, the job gives you, which is I have my salary, this is my annual salary, this is my check, this is the insurance, this is my 401k and all the things. And then you stepping out of that, right? You never did a business, or you didn't have a business, or maybe you started a business on the side, but you have that cushion of getting a check. You really need to understand yourself. You need to understand, along with the planning, the budgeting, and all the things, but you really need to understand, like, this type of work, if you're going to have your own thing in another country, it does require a lot more of your time, and it really requires a lot more dedication and really seeing it through beyond the 1 year mark, because one time goes by really fast, but it takes time for you to build up to a certain place. And then at what point do you maybe move away from it if it's not working for you, and then what? So, we talk a lot about pivoting. I think in the space, we have all learned how to just continuously pivot in the direction so that we can continue to be okay. And also learning other skill sets that help us sustain. So there's not just one way or one income that's coming in. It's like, okay, I'm trying these multiple things, and what really works for me within, my time resources.
So I've got a comment up on the screen I want to speak to. Bella, you said most of the talk I've heard focuses on working, and I don't know where I'd fit in since I have no desire to work. So I actually teach people how to grow their money through their investments and live off of passive income, right? You don't have to work if you have the assets to support you to do whatever it is you want to do. If that is not your case right now, I help people prepare themselves financially wherever they are. And by the way, what I do, it's not just to move abroad. It is so that you have your money together for whatever life throws at you. If you're planning to retire, if you're planning to buy a home, send a child to school, or just for you to live however you want to live. This is not about, you don't have to work if you've prepared yourself enough to not have to work. I work right now just because I'm bored. I don't have anything else to do. I don't have to work at all. And if you're in that situation, neither do you. So is that does that help you at all? Let me know in the comments, please. And by the way, you guys say hello when you come in, and thank you for being here again. Can anybody else speak to her comment there?
You have to be, if you don't want to work, and I resonate with that, honestly. You have to have the financial means to support yourself. There's no other way around it. There's no charity, there's no anything. The straightforward answer is you have to be able to support yourself. And like Dee said, if you're not ready today to do that, then there's a way to get you to that point, and a plan that can help you get there, so that way you can financially support yourself and figure out if there is anything you want to do. There might not be, and there might be something down the road in the future that you decide that you want to dabble into. But in the meantime, you have to be prepared for the non-working or non-income generating responsibilities.
And I was just going to touch on this. I was just going to say really quickly about the fact of working. If you really think about it, we are doing things that we really love. We've put a lot of, as far as entrepreneurs or we're in a working space, we're making these choices to be able to be in the fields that we're in, or the career choices. So it's not looked at as I have to work because I have to pay a bill or I have to do this. This is something that we truly enjoy. This is something that we feel called to do. So I think the perspective or the shift of what we're talking about when we're saying working is a little bit different. It's not the mundane check the box and, punch a clock or whatever the case may be. So that, I think, it needs to be said.
I think too, Bella is focused on the topics and things. This overall summit is about how do you redefine your life, not necessarily how do you redefine work abroad. Each of us are still working. We're doing a lot of the things we want to do and the things we like to do. Yes, it's nice to be bored occasionally, but I think that the summit in general is to just kind of touch on all the different things that happen after you move abroad that people don't think about and don't consider. There are lots of people. I mean, Mexico's notorious for individuals who want to just come here and retire. So that's already out there. This is not. So that's really what we're here is to do, is to basically, help anyone who wants to move on. Maybe they want to leave their job, or maybe they are comfortable financially, but they still want to do something. And this is how you can move to this place for those that are not retired, and they're able to rethink how their life would look if they were working in this place, or somewhere else, another country.
Okay, I am not sure. Hey, Lena, thank you for this. I'm not sure if this is an actual question or if it's just rhetorical. And so she says, how can you support yourself if not working unless you have retirement funds or investments? I think that's the answer. You have to be financially secure where you don't have to work in order to be able to sustain yourself, unless you're partnered with someone that is going to allow you to be able to do this. I don't know another way. If someone else does, you can let me know, but I don't think this was an actual question. I think you're kind of making a statement, and it's kind of what we've been saying here as well. So thank you for that.
I'd like to just say something about that, actually. It's
okay.
Also that moving abroad for some people is permanent, and in which case your finances need to match a permanent move abroad. But for some people, a move abroad is a short-term journey. It's a few months, it's a couple of years, it's traveling around. There are different ways for you to experience living abroad and living in different countries and moving around the world. It doesn't need to look one way. And as long as the way that you're doing it matches your reality and what you're able to afford, then that's perfect for you. The whole move abroad process is about balancing risk with reality, and finding your sweet spot where you're stepping out and taking a risk, but the risk isn't so great that it's going to leave you, in an adverse situation. So looking at your situation with real eyes, telling yourself the truth about what's going on for yourself, and then making your plan to move forward. So everyone's move abroad looks different. But you just need to know yours and be clear on that.
And just to piggyback off of Xolani, I mean, there's nothing wrong with taking a sabbatical, taking a break, taking a month or 2 months, because it sounds like you just want a break. And that is so valid, to just want to have time of doing nothing or anything you decide you want to do. And I feel like it's important to financially plan for that, but also find ways to do that.
Bella, I'm glad that we're kind of clearing things up for you. I do want to clear something up that I said. I said I was bored. Now, I got a push to being retired, right? I was preparing to retire either way it went, but my company told me, we don't need you no more, girl. Okay. And so I got a push. And when it is actually not good to be bored in retirement. What I should have been doing, not just planning my money to be gone, I should have also had other things in place for me to not be bored. Many times people fail at retirement when they don't have outside interests or other things that are going to sustain them throughout their retirement. So being bored is not a great thing, actually, in being retired. So I hear you on wanting to be bored, but make sure you're putting things in place for yourself once you're no longer working. Okay. Anyone want to speak to that? I'm going to go grab another comment or question. I think I saw something from Kyoka. Anyone want to speak to this? No? We're good? All right, we're going on. All right. Kyoka, the awkward Black nomad. I think it also helps if your work is something you're passionate about and enjoy doing. That way it doesn't feel like work. Absolutely. Listen, I actually like playing with numbers. I like growing money. That is why I am working. Anyone want to speak to that further? Yep.
About growing money? Sure.
No.
Can
About
I
it.
give you some money so you can grow it for me on that tree?
What you got? Come on, girl. What you
Yeah,
got?
girl, let's talk. I mean, I think it's important, again, if you are moving abroad, one, I do think you should have some money saved, as Bobby was saying earlier. Don't show up and try to be those couch surfing, potato having people who come with $10 and they brag about it. I think that's absolutely ridiculous. Like, I don't even know how you got out the airport or on the plane with $10. So I'm just saying, I see it often and I'm just very like, is this for real? It doesn't sound for real, or it just sounds so nomadic. And, if anyone is listening to this and that's what you've done, I'm not knocking you. My brain doesn't wrap around that. But I do think that, sometimes we're either forced to choose something else and do something else, but I still think you have to have some sort of savings, something in an account that can hopefully, kind of like you said, be on a budget and it covers you. If it can cover you for a year or 2 years, that's great. And then you have that time and that cushion to kind of figure out, like, what do I do next? And always know too that whatever you're going to do is going to cost more. It's always going to be a little more than you think. Living in Mexico has gone up as far as when I moved here, and it's expensive in certain parts of Mexico. So I think that just having a very realistic approach to when I get there, do I want the high life? But, I don't know how long this is sustainable, all the things. And this is the reason why we're here talking about having the after plan, having it be where, okay, my money ran out in 6 months. And then what? You're going to go back to the US and get a job again? You could do that, but do you have a house? People sell everything and they just kind of come. They don't necessarily have a plan. So I think what we're trying to say is how we all individually redefine and continue to redefine our lives here in Mexico and what's working for us. And also, like I said, and Tracie and I've talked about this, we all have, just being able to kind of like figure out multiple ways to do the things that interest us, that make sense and make us money. So that's what we're all here to represent, is various ways for you to continue to sustain the lifestyle that you would like to create in another country.
Okay, so Bella, you say, I'm so tired, I just want peace for a while. I am going to assume that you are a resident of the US. And if you are, it is my opinion that the US, if you are working, creates a constant competition within your work environment. That, we got a church finger, y'all. Tracie's going to speak to this in a minute. Yes? You ready? You ready to go?
I didn't mean to cut you off, Dee.
Go on.
I just think people can't fathom what their life looks like without working. I think the U.S. has indoctrinated it, or your home country, because I don't want to pin it down by geography, but I don't think people can fathom what their life looks like when they curate their life versus having them being told what their life should look like. And for me, this is why I think what Xolani is bringing to the table, and just to be clear, Xolani is the recommended therapist that we've selected to lead you guys to. We can get you there, but then she's going to keep you where you need to go, because if you don't have any mental health and wellness, like clinical support on your hand, you will find yourself depressed because you can't fathom what it looks like on the other side. There's a lot of
Yes.
conversation happening about how to get abroad. And I keep saying this, and it's like, oh, you got to do this, or it looks like a fairy tale leisure life. But then when reality hits you, once you have landed and the dust is settled, now you're left with, who am I and what do I do now? Because you don't even know who you are at this stage and point in your life because you've never been here. So there's a lot of conversation that's starting to happen about the what now aspect. And hopefully we are spearheading that for you. But we want you guys to think outside of the box. You can create your life to do whatever you want. It's your life. You always have a choice. The problem is you've been indoctrinated, as we all have, into a society that's told you you don't have a choice. So now we're saying, here are your options. You need the fundamentals to sustain. Now, what are you going to do with them? And so I just want to encourage people to think outside of the possibilities of, what if you didn't have the parameters set around you and the can'ts and the don'ts versus like, I can and I will, and I'm going to figure it out. And now, like, put yourself in the place of possibility. And so I really want to encourage people to curate a life for themselves, to be the possibility of, because what's happening is, just like you guys are watching us from the other side, somebody else is going to be watching you from the other side. So I hope that makes sense, because I don't want the conversation to be centered around work. I just think people don't know who they are outside of it.
Yes. Yeah. I agree 100%, fully 100%. And thank you for highlighting that, Tracie. Look, there's two energies generally that people move abroad in. Okay. And there's the first energy, which is running, right? A lot of people are running from something when they move abroad. They are dissatisfied with life. Things are not going right for them. They feel that there's going to be this utopia when they move abroad. And so they want to just quickly pack up and they want to get abroad, and it will be wonderful when you get there. And then there's the second energy where you slow down. It's a different pace. It's much slower. It's where you're considering what's going on for you. You're really intentionally changing your life and your mindset before you set foot abroad, right? How you go abroad, the mindset in which you leave the country that you're in, is going to largely factor into what happens on the other side when you get to your new country. So yes, the support needs to come in terms of mindset afterwards, but also the support needs to be in place, and people need to be making sure that they're doing as much as possible to get their thinking and approach to life right before they move abroad as well. So I see so many questions about people, you know, Bella saying that you're bored, or you want to be bored, and that you're tired. And I hear so many people saying that I just need a break. I need to get out. I hate this country. I hate what's happening politically. I feel unsafe. I feel unwell. Those things need to be processed at some point. And just know that it's going to come up for you either before you go or after you go. And you can choose when it comes up and work through it. And I can support you with that. Or you can get to the other side and have yourself meet yourself when you're in a foreign land. And actually then things start to fall apart and get a bit, you know, tricky for a lot of people. So get the support. And whether you get the support from me or you get the support from somebody else, somewhere else, get the support. We need to stop doing things on our own. We've been doing things, you know, in isolation for way too long. And it doesn't need to be that way. The support is out there. Look, you have got how many people on your screen now that can support you in your journey. So if you're tired, get help. If you want to be bored, get support. If you're fed up in your job, get advice, right? If your money's not quite right yet, get some guidance. It's all here for you at at your fingertips. Utilize it, really utilize it. This is the stuff that I wish that I had when I was moving abroad the first time, honestly.
Yeah, we all bumped our heads, and in bumping our heads, we also found these people here and others to help us throughout our journey, right? So I want to move beyond the money portion of it. We're on the mental side of it. So as Tracie said, some people can't fathom themselves on the other side or being able to do this. Now, on the mental side of this, how do we create the self-confidence and the self-assuredness to be able to do it? And how are you guys able to do it?
I think, just as Xolani said, I think you have to get help. I don't know. I just go back to, it also depends on the kind of person you are. You know, when I came here, to me, moving wasn't a big deal, right? After traveling around, whatever, but I made a lot of mistakes, but there weren't resources like this available. I lost a lot of money. I spent extra money because of the things I didn't know. But I also think that if you're someone who is very unsure or needs like to kind of be comforted through this process, or, you know, really is not really sure where to start, where to go, here we are. You know, this is a great place to start. I think each of us comes with so many skill sets that can help you make that move. You know, whether it's I need to have a consultation with Xolani or Tracie because I have a business idea, you know, Bobby, hey, help me out because I'm interested in looking at this or that myself, you know, I want to do a relocation, whatever it is. You know, I think that we're all here to help you in that process, right? Same for myself with having a child and Danielle. It's like we have families and we have kids, and how do I do that with children? All the things, you know, and this wasn't available 5 years ago, 6 years ago when I moved here. You know, what I saw were people that, one, didn't look like me, and just individuals that were mostly taking vacations and, you know, maybe selling real estate. But it's not just about real estate. It's also about all the other things behind it. What happens once you get here? What happens after? Get the help.
And then also, I would like to add on to what Michelle just said. I think a lot of what this summit is providing is foreign to what people are accustomed to seeing. So they're like not, there's, you know, could be some hesitancy with, you know, moving forward and participating in it. And the reason why it's foreign is because we've all made the transition already. We've all made the transition, so it's foreign to those who have not, and that's honestly a good thing, because even when I moved abroad and did all of my scouting stuff started back in 2022, there was a lot, again, conversation about the steps you needed to get there, but no one was talking about what it's like to stay there. And so I too wish I would have had that, but I also wish I would have had people who had been completely settled on the other side to tell me, oh, you're not going to know what's going to come up for you. Let me help you with this, you know, kind of really put you up on game. And that's what I think this summit is, a collective of people putting you up on game so you don't go back to the place in the state, in the place that you came from. And it's really about creating a life that is yours.
I also want to add to, because part of my talk is not just about real estate. I have another talk that talks about being married abroad, and you know, you are redefining your life too when you move abroad as a couple. So if there's more than one when it comes to being married, there's two parties there, and to discuss the, you know, the good conversations or the hard conversations that you have to have in order to not only relish your experience about moving abroad or redefining your life, but the other party in this as well. So I think that these, from a mental perspective, there's some things that have to happen as well when coming together as a couple and doing this abroad, and to be able to flourish and enjoy and redefine what marriage really looks like for you when you're abroad. So I think that's important. And I honestly believe that being in the summit is going to be able to shift your perspective, or maybe open an avenue of thinking that maybe you've never done before or thought of before. And I think that all of these ladies will be able to challenge and show you that you do have the ability to make some changes if you are ready to do that and you're prepared to do that.
Okay, thank you. Anyone else on this? All right, so one of the things that I hear people say that prevents them from leaving is They have family obligations. They don't want to leave their family. They don't want to leave their friends or any other responsibilities that have been put on them in their home country. So, how do you get past that? How did you guys cope with um, leaving your family, friends, and loved ones where they were?
I mean, I told them that I was leaving and that we were moving and that, you know, you can fly to Mexico. You know, we're here. Our children have passports. Our parents have passports. Everyone has the ability to travel. So they're not left behind. They're just not in a position right now to travel. And they will be eventually. But in the meantime, I feel like it's my responsibility, my husband's responsibility. We're going to set up residence, location, a place to, you know, we call home, and where we feel welcome, and show people that, you know, you can have a good life elsewhere.
Mhm. Yeah. For a lot of people, moving abroad and leaving family behind is hard. I've got a 4-year-old daughter, and for me to make the decision to move abroad and to leave or to change the way that key relationships, she experienced key relationships in her life, was a big step to take. But actually, what we're talking about for a lot of us really is not about leaving people behind. It's actually about survivor's guilt. And we, you know, we see the struggles that a lot of other people are experiencing back home. And sometimes it's so hard to say, I'm going to be the one to do different for myself. I'm going to be the one that's going to invest in my own greatness and my own journey and wellness and make sure that I'm thriving. And that means that I can't take everybody with me. And that's hard to do sometimes. But I tell you what, it's something that we all need to do at some point. It's not about, you know, saying that you're too good or you're, you know, the other people are too small and you're just leaving them behind. That's what you're doing. You're improving your life, and actually you can become a living example to the people around you about how you can change the trajectory of how things have gone in the past for so many of us. And that involves working through a lot of stuff, including traumas. You know, moving abroad will trigger your stuff. It will bring up your stuff. And survivor's guilt is a real thing. It is a real thing. And I just want to say, for some people who are out there who are struggling with making that decision about, you know, can I invest in myself? You know, is it a bad thing for me to do that? Give yourself permission to put yourself first. It's okay to do that. It's absolutely okay to put yourself first, because putting yourself first isn't about putting other people last. It's nothing to do with other people. It's all to do with yourself and making sure that you're changing how things are going for you in the future. So I think, you know, that we need to rethink what it means to move abroad and to leave family where they are currently.
And I just wanted to add to that I feel like we tend to feel more guilty because we've been sold this idea that we're supposed to struggle and fight and like always be in this place of protecting everyone else. And anytime we try to do things to protect ourselves, we are being told maybe that we're selfish, we're leaving people behind, what about others? And I feel like we have every right to do that for ourselves. And embracing it is part of that work that comes up after you've left. Things as simple as, you know, hiring someone to come clean your home. It feels so foreign, you know, but once you've done it and you're participating in it, and it feels like, oh, I love when they come to my house on Monday and clean. Today I had a chef come, and I'm like, oh, I'll never be in the kitchen again. But it's that unpacking of like having people do stuff for you and paying them to do stuff for you when we have been told, like, well, you can do it yourself. Like, you're supposed to be the ever strong Black woman and do everything yourself and work like a dog and be run into the ground.
I wanted to say something on a video, and I don't remember exactly all the things that she said, but this woman basically said that we, as people moving in other places that are not our current norms, we are breaking generational traumas. We are making choices to change the trajectory of not just our lives, but if you have children or whomever you might influence. And people in the whole may look at you and think you're actually kind of crazy, that you're making these changes, but it is up to us to break those generational traumas that keep happening over and over by us staying in the same places. And this is a very drastic change for us as humans, people in the United States, but also our race. And for us to say, you know what, I'm not going to do this. I'm not going to do what I was conditioned to do. I'm going to choose something else for myself. I'm going to choose something else for my children or my kids or whatever the situation is, even for your parents or, you know, your elders. It's something that is not a bad thing. It's just not a norm. And so it's hard sometimes, I think, for people to digest that. And they may look at you like you're crazy, but I just really believe that the choices that are behind choosing to be somewhere else that makes you feel better, that allows you to be healthier, that allows you to have someone help you live your life in a more comfortable way, that's not crazy, right? And we have to pull away, like Allum said, away from feeling like we have to do everything, we have to be everything, we have to live this way because that's all we've ever seen. We have to continue being the struggle life situation when that's not the case.
Well, they say you got to put the oxygen mask on yourself first before you can go save others. Because I mean, that's the reality. We have done it, and we've had our challenges and our situations being here, but we are also sharing that information with others so that people can see, okay, now that we've done it, you know, and we all are still on our paths and on our journeys, but just to know that this is a valid way of living. There are options and you have a choice. And I think a lot of people feel that they don't, they're stuck where they are. And this is it. This is all that life has to offer me. And that is further from the truth. With proper planning and, you know, some soul searching and, you know, support and community and help such as Xolani is going to provide, you know, you can do this. This is something that people have in the past paved the way for you to be able to do that. Now you just have to walk in the footsteps of those who have done that.
Thank you. What about the people that say, I'm too old to do it? Any advice for those folks?
You're getting older. Just do it.
I mean, the time is going to pass anyways, but like the people that I see, the seasoned folk that I see around here are reversing in age. I met a wonderful woman a few weeks ago who is in her 70s. She was having a birthday party. It was like a joint birthday party with a bunch of people. And she was talking to me about how she's learning AI and how she's doing all this stuff with AI. And she's just loving it. She's like, we got to get together. And she just looked vibrant, lively, and full of life. Like, and I just see a lot of people, once they remove the stress that they're experiencing, they're able to, one, deal with some of the things that they've been hiding from and start living like a more fulfilling life. And it reverses your aging.
I want to
And the
say,
cobblestones are good on your ankles. You know, they strengthen your ankles a little bit.
absolutely. I also want to say it does not make a difference the age. Let's start there. Yeah, because I'm saying for young and old, because normally when people think about moving abroad or living a different way of life, they think about after retirement. And I think we need to put a pause on that and say that that's not the only demographic or type of people that are moving, living in other areas. It's for any age as long as you are prepared to do this. And, just to know that you have every demographic, every age out here living their best lives, and it makes no difference. Aaliyah said, age ain't nothing but a number. Age ain't nothing but a number. You determine what you want to do in life.
Bella, you are quite welcome from all of us. I've always operated under, if you see something, say something. And I've seen something better by leaving my home country. And in doing that, I try and wherever I pick up information, I want to be able to share it, especially with people that look like me. And once I left and figured out I had a much better life abroad, I want to yell it to people and say, look, y'all, you got to come see what's over here. And that is what we are all doing in our own ways. One second, I want to go find something else. If anybody can speak.
Sankofa means you go back for what you left behind. And that's what Black people have always done. We've always gone back for those who we've left behind. And a lot of the conversations that we have on YouTube and in these summits is to share information, because it's information we wish we had. And so we're trying to give it to the people. And so that's what this is all about. It's part of what we do as Black people, which is go back for those who we've left behind. We're just trying to show you what life is.
Yeah, so many of us are struggling back home, and obviously my back home is different to the back home that you guys are referring to. I'm British, and I think that so many of us, where we come from, isn't healthy for us. It's not sustaining our our well-being. Black women in particular have the highest rate of undiagnosed depression on the planet, right? We don't even know when we're struggling. We so many of us are so used to being in the zone of struggle that it feels normal, and it feels like that's where you're supposed to be. When you get abroad and you start to realize there's a different normal, there's a normal that actually is good for you, that sustains your well-being, that puts you in the space of thriving, your whole relationship to life completely changes. And I've experienced that myself, living abroad and seeing how my relationship with myself has changed, my relationship with my daughter has changed, her relationship with the world has changed. And that happens across the board. I've seen so many people here, travel with their parents and bring their grandparents, and the wellness is here. And I say here, not just Mexico, here, wherever your abroad is, right? The wellness is there for the taking, but it means that you need to put the things in place so that you can get to the wellness, right? And when you get to the other side and, your stuff starts to come up, and we'll help you to the journey of finding your feet in your new location as well. Just know that it's all possible. Like, it's all possible wherever you want to be, wherever you want to go. in your journey, it's possible for you. And we need to start thinking about actually, what is it that I want to create in my life, and how can I take the steps to create those things myself first, and then getting the support on top of that.
Okay, thank you for that. All right, so we're actually coming up on an hour, but I do want to maybe bring up a few more comments, but also one question, which I think we've kind of answered this already. Can leaving the U.S. or your home country be beneficial to your mental health? Anyone?
Yes.
Unanimous. Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
All right. All right. Did I miss? I tried to keep up with the comments. If anyone saw a question or something that we should speak to, can you bring it to my attention?
Dee, can you put the link to the summit in the chat? I don't think it's clickable when I paste it in there.
All right. Speak amongst yourselves.
Thank you,
Give me
ma'am.
just a second.
It's actually in the.
So if you're interested in hearing more from us, please click the link when Dee puts it in there.
And
To
share.
check out the summit, it's happening in what, 10 days, I think? August 10th through the 11th?
Almost 10 days.
Yes.
Yeah, quite a bit.
Also,
So,
subscribe to this channel too. Share and like, please, as well.
12 days to be exact.
our host disappeared. Let's all dance.
Yes. So everyone, if you are loving this content and want to know more about how you yourself can redefine your life, there will be August 10th and 11th, this amazing Redefining Life Summit, where you'll learn about finances and investing. You'll learn about government contracting. You'll learn about health and wellness, how to build a brick and mortar business, how to love on your children while they are abroad. You will hear about marriage abroad, real estate renting versus buying, LGBTQIA discussions, and we have an amazing sponsor and helper with us, with Xolani, who will be taking care of our mental selves, guys. So get your tickets at the link that Dee has put in the comments.
Yes.
Okay, I think I put it, but I don't see it. Thank you guys so much for helping me along and doing your little dance. Tracie got a little bit of this in there. You know what I'm saying? So thank you guys. I appreciate you so much. Thank you, everyone that joined us. If you're joining from the future, I appreciate you. Thank you so much. All of you, if you look here, all of us have our YouTube channels or our businesses listed on the screen. So I'm going to call them off. Michelle's is CasaElm.com. Bobby has Aging Grateful, Black Married and Abroad, and The Prepared Agent. Allum has Our Exodus Life and Finding Allum. By the way, all of us are on Facebook. We're on TikTok. We're on YouTube. Find us on all the socials. We're even on IG, right? Tracie Collins, right? Tracie Collins got her name trademarked. Don't y'all try it. Look for her everywhere, all right? Xolani is Black, Flourishing, and Free. Danielle is Our Family Exodus, and I am Dee Watkins from Brown Girls Invest 2. Thank you so much. We appreciate you. We love you, and we want to help you get to the other side. Thank you so much.
Yes.
Bye-bye.
Bye.